All right, today we're going after one of the most destructive forces in our lives. And guess what? It operates from the inside. Yeah, I'm talking about our own self-criticism. We're going to break down the science of why being so hard on yourself just doesn't work. And I'll walk you through a really simple but powerful way to actually change it.
Okay, let's just dive right in. I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. Think about it. When you make a mistake or you fall short of a goal you set, what does that voice in your head actually say? You know the one. Is it kind, or does it get, well, pretty cruel?
Look, if that voice is harsh, you are so not alone. So many of us believe that this kind of self-punishment is what keeps us sharp, right? That it's what drives us. But the thing is, the research is crystal clear on this, and this is the key takeaway for today. That voice is a destructive force. It is not a motivator.
So, first things first, let's put a name to this enemy. We've got to identify exactly what we're dealing with here.
I want you to think of it like this. You have an internal sniper. It's perched. It's waiting. And the very second you slip up, boom, it takes the shot. And the result? It isn't growth. It isn't a lesson learned. It's just this silent, total exhaustion. That deep kind of burnout that leaves you just too wiped out to even think about trying again.
Okay, now this is where it gets really fascinating. Let's talk about what's happening on a biological level. Because this isn't just about feelings, you know? This is about your actual brain chemistry.
So, according to the pioneering psychologist Dr. Christine Neff, when you tear yourself down, your brain doesn't hear, "Oh, okay, that's some constructive feedback for improvement." No way. Your brain hears, "I am under attack," and it does exactly what it's designed to do. It activates your body's most primitive threat defense system.
And this lays it out perfectly. The two paths you can take. On one side, you've got self-criticism. That triggers the threat system we just talked about. Your body gets flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone. And what happens then? Your brain's higher-level thinking, all your logic and creativity, it just shuts down, which of course leads to avoidance and procrastination. But now, look at the other side, self-compassion. This activates a completely different system, the care system. This one releases oxytocin, that bonding hormone, creating a feeling of psychological safety. And that, right there, is the actual foundation for resilience and real growth.
So you see, the solution isn't as simple as just telling yourself, hey, stop being mean to yourself. The real solution is to learn how to actively flip this biological switch, to go from that threat system over to the care system. And I want to be crystal clear about this. This is not about letting yourself off the hook. Not at all. It's about creating the perfect state for learning. When you have that psychological safety, it just means your brain is calm enough to actually analyze what went wrong, and you feel courageous enough to try again. That's where real, lasting improvement actually comes from. Okay, so you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Well, Dr. Neff has developed a really clear, actionable protocol. Think of it as a practical guide to start, literally rewiring those old neural pathways. It all breaks down into 3 core exercises, and we're going to walk through each one right now. The compassionate friend, common humanity, and the self-compassion break. So step 1 is this incredibly powerful reframe. The very next time you feel like you failed, just stop, pause, and imagine a close friend, someone you really care about, came to you with the exact same problem. What would you say? You wouldn't call them a pathetic failure, right? Of course not. You'd give them warmth and perspective and encouragement. Well, your job is to take those exact words and offer them to yourself. All right, next step, you have to break this illusion that you're totally isolated in your failure. See, that internal sniper absolutely thrives on the feeling that you, and only you, are this uniquely flawed person. But common humanity is this crucial understanding that, hey, imperfection and failure, that's part of this shared human experience. It's what connects us. It's just part of the deal of being human. And the key here is to make this real, to make it tangible. So in that moment of struggle, you literally say these words to yourself. Just hearing yourself say it, it grounds you in a reality that's so much bigger and, frankly, so much kinder than your own internal critic. And finally, we put it all together in something called the self-compassion break. It's a really powerful little ritual in 3 parts. First, you just acknowledge the pain. Say, this is a moment of suffering. Second, you connect with that common humanity we talked about. Suffering is a part of life. And third, you offer yourself kindness. And really pay attention to this last part, physically placing a hand over your heart. That simple touch, it's not just symbolic. It's been shown to actually help trigger that biological release of oxytocin, physically calming your nervous system down in real time. It's incredible.
Okay, so
That's the protocol for handling mistakes as they happen, in the moment. But this whole practice, it isn't just for right now. It also helps us release that crushing weight of our past. And that's where we move into this idea of radical forgiveness.
Now, this is where self-compassion can get really challenging, but this is also where it becomes the most profound. It's all about applying that compassionate friend idea to the person you used to be. Think about it. We judge our past selves using the wisdom we have now, which is a totally unfair fight, right? The key is to remember this one phrase: you did the best you could with the tools you had at the time. This isn't an excuse, it's just context. It's giving the empathy you would instantly offer a friend to your own history.
And when you can finally offer your past self that compassion, that's when you can truly arrive at forgiveness. And forgiveness, it isn't about pretending the past didn't happen or saying what happened was okay. Not at all. It's the radical act of saying, yes, this mattered, it hurt, but I absolutely refuse to let it define who I am becoming. It's about taking that sniper's favorite weapon, your own history, and disarming it completely. It's about choosing your future over your past.
So it all comes down to this choice, a choice you face every single day. Are you going to let that internal sniper keep you trapped, replaying the past over and over again as a punishment? Or are you going to use these tools, the tools of self-compassion, to turn those experiences not into shame, but into fuel? The choice, as always, is yours.